Good morning to you all. Good morning. Welcome to our ride this morning. I'm glad you're all here. We're just going to have a nice meditative ride this morning. We're going to practice the Revocycle MindBody cycling style. Calm instruction, peacefulness, tuning into the body, feeling the muscles work. Moving meditation, that's our style of indoor cycling. So let's start off by just making sure that we're really beautifully situated on our bike. So I always start with the hands. I just make sure my hands are relaxed on the handlebars, my elbows are slightly bent, my shoulders are away from the ears, and I have a nice 5-10 foot gaze ahead of me, which keeps my neck and my spine nicely aligned. And then we want to relax the belly so that the belly feels like it can pull air in. And we want to avoid chest breathing if we possibly can. So just settle your weight into the saddle. Adjust to really nice light resistance, keeping that upper body super calm. And then let's go ahead and bring our leg speed up. See if we can match to the rhythm of the song. And although we have the resistance very light, this speeding up of the legs will add a little bit of work. And that little bit of work will bring our heart rate up a little bit. Meanwhile, we can focus on really keeping the hips nice and steady. Our thought should be that we decouple the upper body from the lower body. And we're pedaling from about here down. The lower back gets involved, especially on the heavier parts, climbing or sprinting. But for now, we're just at light resistance, aligning our legs to the rhythm of the song. So just close your eyes and see if you can feel it.
Freebeats.io, 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 freebeats.io.
So if you look at my legs, I'm at about 90 RPM and my hips are super solid on the saddle.
Get this beat untagged.
There's no twisting or torquing of the upper body. I'm just really smoothly stitching together the pedal stroke. That's what we're about here. Just bringing the heart rate up a little bit. And now I want you to just slow your legs down. We're still at very light resistance. And maybe sit up. Shake out your arms a little bit. Maybe stack that weight from the head all the way down through the spine into the sit bones as you let the arms just dangle, releasing all the tension in the upper body. Now coming back to the handlebars, check your body position. We're going to bring the leg speed up really high this time, but I want you to keep your resistance very light. And we'll see if we can get our leg speed up to about 108 RPM. Ready? In 2, and 1. Go ahead. Bring your leg speed up. We're looking for about 108 RPM. And this is where bouncing tends to start to happen. You've probably seen it before in a spin class. We want to avoid that bouncing if at all possible. A great way to do that is to simply release tension in the upper body. And think about pedaling from the hips down as you stitch together that beautiful pedal stroke. So my legs right now. Just about 108 RPM, but yet I can hold a glass of champagne without spilling it. That's our goal. To be smooth and supple. But yes, heart rate's coming up now, even though I have live resistance on it. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3. Good. All right. In 3, 2, 1. Just slow your legs down. And notice what that did to your breath. Now, those of you on a fixed gear regular spin bike, you know where the wheel is locked to the pedals. It's easy to not add resistance and allow that momentum of the wheel to propel your legs around. It's easy to do. So I always want you, if you're on a fixed gear spin bike, to add at least a tiny bit of resistance when we do these fast speed pedaling efforts. Now see my bike, you see that? It's a freewheel bike. So this bike forces me to make that full circle. Whereas on a spin bike, it can help you in certain parts of the pedal stroke. So always make sure to engage full circle. Always make sure to have a little resistance on. Okay, so check your body position again. We're going to get our legs aligned to the rhythm of this song. It's going to be around 80, 82 RPM. We're going to use this song as a way to dig deep, to really get present, to really be in the moment. And we're going to use the body, the music, the rhythm as a way of doing that. This is going to be a moving meditation. You might imagine you're out on a flat road somewhere, all alone, pedaling along at a reasonably good pace and shifting gears as you hold your cadence to make your bike go a little bit faster. Looking for that edge of the type of effort you could hold for just a little while. Pushing yourself a little bit. So let's take a deep breath together, shall we? From a relaxed belly. Shake out your arms, get your shoulders away from your ears. We're going to slow the legs to around 83, 84 RPM. We'll feel the rhythm come in here in just a minute, and when we do, we're going to lock onto it. And that becomes a mind-body practice for us. By focusing on hearing the rhythm, processing it in our brain, and outputting it to the leg muscles, we're practicing a type of mindfulness that requires us to be in the moment, which is a very good thing. Okay, you're starting to hear the rhythm come in now. Still at very light resistance. So let's go ahead and bring in some resistance now. It feels like we've shifted gears. We feel the extra muscle engagement as a result of that as we hold the rhythm. Now I want you to just close your eyes. We're going to do a body scan together, starting with our shoulders. See if you can release any tension in the shoulders. Wiggle them around a little bit if you need to. Now start to move down the arms, noticing if your elbows are locked or slightly relaxed. And then come to your hands on the handlebars. I like to set my hands on the heel of my hand onto the bars so I'm not grasping it with tension. Instead, I'm just resting on it, letting my weight settle into the saddle. So our effort level right now is exercise level. We're feeling a bit of discomfort in the muscles of the legs. If you don't have that, go ahead and bring in a little more resistance. You should feel the heart rate coming up now. Breathing is picking up now. And now let's close the eyes again. Breathing deeply. Always noticing if our thoughts wander, and when they do, just noticing that, and then coming back to the feel of the muscles, the sound of the rhythm, the breath from the belly. These are all our points that bring us back into the moment. Checking in with the breath now. If we're at the working level, the breath is continuing to come up. We're starting to feel a little bit of fatigue in the muscles of the legs. I want you to add more. We're shifting gears as if we're out on a bike ride, holding the same rhythm. But because we shifted to a harder gear, we're now moving more quickly along the road. It's harder work. Thinking about the muscle engagement in the pedal stroke now. It's really easy to think about the quads pushing down. In fact, we sometimes do too much of that and create a stomping motion with our leg muscles. I want you to think about stitching together a full circle. And a good place to start with that is thinking about the hips engaging over the top part of the pedal stroke. Kind of like you can feel the glutes in the lower back engaged through the heel of the foot over the top. And feel that on each side. It's that hip drive, the glutes, the lower back. All right. Now we're going to a harder gear. And this is a gear that you feel like you at home could not hold more than 3 or 4 minutes at this pedal speed. So we're in the definite hard work zone now. And the beautiful thing about a harder effort like this is that we can really feel the muscles. Now, think about scraping mud off the ball of your foot. We've already internalized the feeling of pushing over the top. Let's go to the opposite side of the pedal stroke at the bottom, where you're scraping mud off the ball of your foot, engaging the calves and the hamstrings in that scraping motion. So while one leg is driving with the hips through the heel, the other is scraping through the bottom. That'll get you well on your way to stitching together a beautiful full circle pedal stroke. Bringing your resistance back down, slowing your legs. Good. So I want you to notice how your breathing is now. That effort should have gotten you quite out of breath. Even though we weren't pedaling fast, we had heavy resistance on that caused our heart rate and our breathing to pick up to deliver oxygen to those working muscles. Now, using your innate sense of rhythm, align your leg speed with this light resistance to the rhythm of this song. See my rhythm? If you have a computer on your bike at home, we're at about 61 RPM. This is going to be a hill. So, when I count you down, we're going to add resistance. It feels like we've hit a steep hill, one that a little intimidating, a little bit scary. Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1. Add that resistance. And I want you to notice that hip drop. If we're actually in a hill, we're feeling the glutes and hips driving. Go ahead and play with it, even if you're not used to that feeling. Go ahead and play with it. Get something really heavy that really challenges your muscles. This won't be a long hill, I promise you. But we gotta create power with the muscles of the legs. That gets us fit. Now, we're gonna come out of the saddle. If you're new to Revocycle, we crank the resistance so heavy that we can't pedal seated anymore. And we must rise into it with our body weight to stand into the pedals while holding the same rhythm. Practice with me in 3, 2, 1. Adding massive resistance. Holding our rhythm. Notice how light my hands are? My weight is going into incredibly heavy resistance, like I'm standing on a hill. Now ease off the resistance to seated climbing resistance. This is not easy. Just not as heavy as when we were standing. Beautiful. Come on back to flat road, easy resistance. Sit up, notice how out of breath you are. So if you're like me, you had resistance that caused your legs to get very tired and caused you to get out of breath. That is a hill. Now the resistance will be different for you than it will be for me, but the feeling is the same. That's why we don't ever say, give me a half turn, give me a quarter turn. we talk about feelings, how it feels in the muscles, how long you could hold it if you had to, how out of breath you are. Because the amount of resistance required to get that feeling will be different for everybody. All right, you got your light resistance? Close your eyes. Let's align to this rhythm now. Those of you with your fixed gear spin bikes, Peloton bike, spinner bike, Kaiser bike, I want you to have at least a little bit of resistance on now. Nice. Take a deep breath from your belly. Close your eyes. Just feel this beat. Noticing how we're decoupling the lower body from the upper body. We've got about 1.5 minutes left in this song. We're going to add resistance. It feels like we could not finish this song on this pedal speed. Okay? This will require concentration and focus, but we can do it in 3, in 2, and 1. Add the resistance. And of course, almost immediately, you feel it in the muscles. Now I want you to settle into this. Closing the eyes, breathing from the relaxed belly, decoupling the upper body from the lower body, hands light. Now you can really feel the hips pushing, can't you? You can really sense that scraping mud from the ball of your foot. This is the full circle pedal stroke. Bringing your resistance down, just keep your same pedal speed. So take the work out of the muscles, but just keep your pedal speed going. Quick assessment of your breathing. That should get you very much out of breath. Now, with our super light resistance, let's slow our legs way down to the rhythm of the song. Take 15 seconds to just feel this. If you need to, you can look at my leg muscles, or my legs. The rhythm I have right here is matching rhythm of the song. It's slow. So I want us to practice hill climbing again now. This will be about 2.5, 3 minutes. And I want you to challenge yourself now. We're getting to know our bodies. We're getting to know the efforts that we can sustain. Add resistance in now. So it's as if you've just hit a steep hill. Take a deep breath. Now I want to show you something. You stay in your beautiful climbing position with your shoulders relaxed, your arms relaxed, your hands light on the bars, your weight settled in the saddle. But I'm going to sit up. I want to show you the torque that's happening from your hips down. See that in my upper body? That's the torque generated by the lower back and the hips. Pressing through the heels at the top. All right, you ready to stand with me? You know the rule. Add it till you can't pedal it seated. Hold the rhythm, rise into it. 3, 2, 1. Add it. Ease out onto the pedals. Keep your hands light. Using our body weight, if we fall to the bottom of the pedal stroke, add more resistance. And come on back to flat road. Good, let's gather ourselves for a moment. So maybe you've done a lot of spin classes. Maybe these are some of your first ever. In the Revocycle method, we're based on cycling. And in cycling, when you stand up on your bike, you're doing so because you've got a huge gear or steep hill that you're finding it difficult to pedal in the seated position. So you rise into it to add your body weight to the pedal stroke. So it's very, very heavy. It's very hard. And you may not be used to that. It's okay. You can start to feel your way into that kind of heaviness. It's so good for you. But for now, just cruising, noticing our breath, light resistance, quick body scan again. Let's make sure we've got the 5 to 10 foot gaze, which means our neck is not downward. We're looking forward, the neck is aligned with the spine. It's a nice neutral spine, not bent like this, not bent like this. Nice neutral spine. Weight settled into the saddle. Take a deep breath. Celebrate your success so far. Grab some water. Even if you don't think you need any, go ahead and grab some. Now here's a fun little thing. We've got light resistance. We're doing active recovery from that hill. Allow your body to align to the rhythm of this song. Just allow it. Don't think about it. Just allow it. You notice the difference between trying to think and just being? So if you have a computer on your bike at home, we're at about 76 RPM. And now we're going to tune into feelings again. All of us together are going to add a resistance that with this cadence we could not hold 5 minutes. That's a feeling, right? That's an assessment. Go ahead and add that in.
Going away. It's true.
Do you notice any tension creeping into your body once we added this extra work? If so, release it. Let the jaw hang slack. Let the shoulders get away from the ears. Shake an arm out here. Shake an arm out there. Now I want to ask you a question. If I paid you $200, could you hold this effort right here for 5 minutes? I'm I'm answering that question for myself right now. Yeah, I think I could. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add more resistance. We're not going to hold it 5 minutes, but I'm getting myself to that effort level where I feel like I could not hold it 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you again the torquing that's happening from the lower body down. You stay in your beautiful, relaxed cycling position. But you see that torque in my upper body? That's heavy resistance. That's hips and lower back engaging. You hear my breath, yeah? Notice where the tension has crept into your body now and release it. We've got about a minute to go. Adjust your resistance. If you don't think you can take that minute, take some out. If that seems easy to you, add a little bit more. And now just breathe as you hold this beat. Almost there now. Ease your resistance back down to easy, slow your legs. If you have a heart rate monitor on, right now, check it. That kind of effort for that length of time should get you to 80% of your maximum. If you don't have a heart rate monitor, just notice how out of breath you are. It's all about feel. Learning to know what your body is capable of. Tuning into the effects of your efforts. The feel of the muscles and the breath and the heart rate. So we're at about 92 RPM here. Bring in the gear. The resistance, it feels like we're moving quickly along a flat road now. Exercise pace, not super uncomfortable, but definitely challenging at this point. This is our last hard effort of the morning. So, for the last minute and a half of this song now, let's add a resistance that feels like we couldn't hold 3 minutes. So we're into zones of difficulty now, zones of doubt, zones of a little bit of worry, but yet look, the upper body stays calm. I'm still breathing from my belly. Let's close our eyes and really focus now. Keep that breath going from the belly. Make it deep and rhythmic. bring your resistance all the way back down. Turning the legs very slowly now. Super light resistance. We're into recovery and cool down. You can sit up if you like. What's really important is that we focus now on how our breathing is slowing, how our heart rate is slowing, how our legs are recovering. Use this time to really tune into the senses, your body awareness. And take a little more resistance out. Slow your legs even more. And at this point, we start to notice how amazing we feel, right? Notice those feelings of stress relief. Maybe a little bit happy, maybe relieved that you made it. They're all good feelings to tune into. A sense of accomplishment, knowing that you've benefited your body and your mind. That feels good, doesn't it? Okay, let's slow our legs and sit up. And come to a stop now. And just pay attention to those amazing feelings of peace and calm, a little buzzy aliveness. Yes, you notice that? All right, let's rise up. With our feet at 3 and 9 o'clock, let your weight fall into your heels just a little bit. Still keeping the hands light. Now rotate the feet. Drop your heels again. Beautiful ride today. Thank you for joining me. It was great to have you here. Please join us again. If you feel like donating to our class, you can go to that website right down there and just make a donation. We'll keep delivering classes there, here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Great to have you here today. Thank you. See you soon.